Time now for Healthlink. During stay-at-home orders, have you found yourself eating a family-sized bag of honey roasted peanuts in one sitting? Well, I have. And it's not surprising a lot of people are finding they're eating more during the pandemic. And we may not necessarily consider ourselves binge eaters, but the truth is, many people are indulging in that behavior because of stress. You see, stress can alter the chemicals in your brain that are responsible for all the important stuff: sleep, mood, appetite. The Binghamton University of New York studied this behavior in people during the coronavirus outbreak. One professor points out that binge eating during stay-at-home orders could be related to stress or boredom. Also, stress reduces our levels of serotonin, which is the good-feeling hormone. Eating sugar and carbohydrates increases the blood insulin level, which can alleviate the lack of serotonin, but eventually leads to a blood sugar crash and more feelings of depression. Also, eating unhealthy foods depletes your body of the vitamins and minerals necessary to keep the brain functioning as it should. Bottom line, by keeping your blood sugars level, you'll be keeping your brain in a better place. And I'm sorry if I've now made you hungry. For Healthlink, I'm Amity Idris.